outside shots from the man named Johnson. I'm Saul Brooklyn. Thank you so much for joining us. It was a fun week. We'll get to a lot of that stuff later on, but I wanted to start off. Let's talk some Suns basketball. I feel like the last couple of weeks, we tried to touch on the Suns, but we kind of got away from it a little bit, and we're about 33 days away from the first game. You excited?
30 days away?
About 33.
Jeez. I gotta go back to work.
So it sounds.
You know what's funny about that? People always say, "Oh, Eddie, the season's getting ready to start. I mean, oh man, I'm ready to go. Aren't you?" No, I wish I had another 2 months. Not really. I enjoy my time off.
Uh-oh, can't hear anything according to the chat.
Huh?
Are y'all good?
Testing 1, 2, 3. Do you hear it now? See it?
I hear you guys.
Okay, all right.
Keep going.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Season, maybe it's something. Oh no, it's 2 people say sound.
Uh-oh.
Audio is funky right now.
Yeah, it is.
Time out? I don't know. Hold up. Just hold up, guys. We'll fix it.
Man, yeah, that's.
All right. Are we good now? Can you guys hear us okay?
Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear my voice?
Okay. All right. Sounds far is what they're saying. So. Okay. All right. We're good now. Okay. All right. Sorry about that. All right. All right. All right. We're back. Welcome to another episode of
Chris,
Outside
you're
Shots.
not getting paid.
Man, that was
being an audio
I'm so
guy.
sorry.
That was a rough intro. That's okay. That's all right. We'll get
Good.
through it because, EJ and I are here. I'm Saul. He's EJ. You know how it is.
Okay, well, let me repeat. Let me rewind.
Yes. Are you excited about the season coming up here in 33 days?
People ask me all the time, Eddie, you ready for the season? Let's go. We're ready. We're pumped. I'm like, I wish I had 2 more months. I'm excited for the season, but I wish I had more than 33 days.
Yeah. I mean, I could understand it in years where, the Suns don't really have a shot at the title. Doesn't it change it a little bit knowing that you got a really, really good team who has an opportunity to maybe hoist the first championship in franchise
I think
history?
anytime you add new players, like for Devin, right? Devin's probably giddy because, he and DeAndre per se, I mean, they're the only 2 left. Right? The championship team. Yeah. And so it's like a new thing for them. New coach, first year, full year of new ownership, the TV deal, 3 million fans will be able to watch the Suns than before.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good things going on that would make any player excited for the season to start. And so, in that respect, yes, I think those guys are raring to go.
All right. Well, seeing as the season's going to start here in about a month, let's talk about some of the possible teams that could prevent the Suns from reaching their ultimate goal. And we'll start in the West. Give me 2 teams in the West that you are probably the most concerned about heading into the season.
Well, you're always concerned about the defending champion, the Denver Nuggets. You wonder if losing Bruce Brown and Jeff Green is going to hurt them. I personally think it's going to hurt them somewhat. But if Brown shows up and improves on his rookie year, the additions that they got, if they step up, then they're going to be that same team. So I am worried about them because it's really proven to be not too much of an answer for Jokic. We saw Aaron Gordon improve right before our very eyes. Michael Porter Jr. will continue to improve if he's healthy. So that's a dangerous basketball team. Jamal Murray, a full offseason of just rehabbing and getting his knee even better than what it was last year. That's a very dangerous team. And then the Lakers, man. I continue to tell people what they did in this offseason was tremendous. The way they shored up their role guys, too, like we did. They got a deep team, extremely deep. I don't know how they're going to navigate it. I truly don't. Darvin Ham is a very good coach. I know him, but he's got his hands full because he's got some guys, when he turns to call somebody into the game, he's going to have 7 eyes looking at him, and all those guys are qualified to stare at him because I think they all can play. So those 2 teams for the most part, and then the wild card in all of it, if they're healthy, I truly believe is New Orleans. I think if they're healthy, if they're healthy, man, they have everything if they're healthy. That's been their issue, obviously, with Zion. But they got scores, they got defenders, they got size. And, I love Willie Green as a coach. So I would really I would be worried about them if they're healthy.
I agree. I like all those choices. I would say, we have somebody in the chat, Yekoslav Perpich, I think you say that. He said, Jeff didn't do nothing for us. BB was huge. I would disagree because, again, it's not just the on-court production. One of the things that's revered about Jeff Green is his locker room presence, his veteran leadership. And when you're getting into those battles throughout the season and in the playoffs, having reliable guys like that help a lot.
Yes.
Whether they score a lot of points or not, just those intangibles and that leadership help a lot to try and calm things down when things are getting kind of treacherous. So
that's the part people don't understand. We in this age where everyone wants to equate numbers with success. And that's not the case. What Jeff Green provided for them was another big body, a veteran that's not going to mess up the apple cart, not going to take bad shots. He's going to be in the right place. He's going to run the right plays. And then when he's not in the game, he's at the end of the bench and he's leading. Similar to what Udonis Haslem did for Miami all those years. People wonder why he was at the end of the bench. End of the bench is important because if you got young guys at the end of the bench and they're upset and they're mad that they're not playing, when you go out of the game, it's nothing but negativity coming from that end. And you'll notice that sometimes guys never want to go to the end of the bench because they don't want to get involved and entangled in that conversation or that negativity, so they'll try to stay the other way. And so you always want a guy at the end of the bench when you come out to lift you up, to pat you on the back, to try to encourage you instead of talking about, he don't know what he's doing. He's messing up, talking about the coach. So Jeff Green was that guy in regards to positivity, and that's why he's going to be missed.
Well, I also love the respect that the players have for a guy like Jeff Green or Udonis Haslem, and also their ability to just kind of calm things down too. To your point, one of the things when you're hot as a player and you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick, so to speak, is these guys are going to be able to sit there and talk to you and be like, hey, it ain't a battle worth fighting right now. Let it go, move on to the next thing, or try to rationalize how they're feeling in the moment, which is just so crucial. And that happens from time to time at every single level. Obviously, in the professional level, it's probably a lot more intense, just because these guys are going to be there for possible years and maybe even a decade. So very important. In the East, I agree with the Nuggets in the West. I agree with the Lakers. I think the Lakers, I think a lot of Suns fans, obviously we hate the Lakers, but I think they're undervaluing what the Lakers are going to bring to the table, because they do have tremendous depth this year. And I think that they, unlike years past, I think they could weather the storm of an injury or two, if it's AD or LeBron, just to keep them afloat instead of falling so far behind that by the time they all come back, they're at the bottom of the standings. This time, if they could tread water, they can be in the middle to upper tier of those standings, and then everything changes a little bit. So I do like that. And then on top of that, I think my sleeper team's OKC. I love OKC. I love what they're bringing to the table. I don't think that they're really the team that's going to be able to stop the Suns this year, but I do think that they're a team that's going to surprise a lot of people out in the West. That's been my sleeper team all off season. Love what the OKC Thunder have been, and then they bring back Chet Holmgren, who's really going to have his first full season in the NBA, which is going to be, hopefully it will be good for them. In the East, if the Suns were able to get to the NBA Finals, give me two teams that you would not like for them to match up with.
Boston for one. I think but they took a hit. They lost their heart and soul in Marcus Smart. Malcolm Brogdon's a tremendous player. I think he'll fill in admirably in that regard. But Derek White, I thought, had a tremendous run during the course of the season. So can those two guys make up for Marcus Smart? In a lot of areas they can, and in some areas they'll even trump him and do better. But the one place that Boston is going to miss Marcus Smart is that he was that dog, man.
Yeah.
Like he was that dude, and that got his hand on every ball when they needed. He made big shots when they needed it. Never was afraid. That's going to hurt them. But I still think with the improvement continuously of Tatum and Brown, they're going to get better and they're going to be a problem. So Milwaukee, hopefully they'll be healthy, and I'm sure they will be. They've had all off season. Chris Middleton has to get back to being Chris Middleton. But when you got Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton, and then Brook Lopez, how he's played, and then the bench that they have, they got good veterans on that bench. They're going to be a problem. And Philly, but it all depends on the Harden situation, what's going to happen. I happen to think that Harden's going to still be there, and if he is, I don't think he's going to just do what he normally does, like show up in a fat suit and act like he doesn't want to play, because he has no more years left on his deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just don't see that happening. I think that's what Daryl Morey is saying, like he's going to show up and play, because he's not going to ruin his reputation to the point where no team is going to sign him if he does this. He's done it a couple of times now in a row. So I would look at those three. You have to give Miami their respect. If they get Dame Lillard, obviously they're going to be there as well. But if I had to pick a team that's going to come out, I would probably say Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm.
I would say Milwaukee would be that team to beat. And they had a new coach, though, so it all depends on how the new system works as well.
Yeah, Adrian Griffin, the new head coach out there in Milwaukee. We'll see how that all fits. Again, we are getting back to the point where trade rumors are starting to come about. Our guy Flex said that he's hearing some things out there, and in terms of movement and the Suns' possible role in any of that movement. So that'll be interesting to keep an eye on. But I really think that in the East, really, it is the Bucks' opportunity to lose. The Celtics, I'll tell you what, with Tatum and Brown, this is their moment now. From a leadership perspective, mm-hmm. if things fall apart, it'll be on those two guys' head. Mm-hmm. And so there's a lot of pressure. I don't know how Kristaps Porzingis really plays into this, because, you replaced a grit and grimy kind of player with a lot of heart, with a player that has been inconsistent at times, is not considered like, a dog on the court, if you will. I mean, he's a very good player, can hit from the outside, can play at basically every level. But again, I don't know how that matches up with what the Celtics want to do, and we're going to see it all play out, which is going to be fun. One of the things we've seen play out, and we're going to transition into a completely different topic, and I don't think we've ever talked about college football here, but we're going to talk about Prime, because it's kind of a big deal. And I really hesitated to even bring this guy up, because I'm not a fan. But Jason Whitlock went off about him thinking that Prime is a fraud, that Prime likes to give glory to God, but then he'll have Lil Wayne and so in the locker room, and he just went on a whole diatribe about stupid shit, to be honest with you. And one of the things that I kind of took away from not only this, but also some of the comments that I saw, and not only just on Whitlock's thread, but also around social media, is just the misconception about Prime. I think from an aesthetic standpoint, when you look at Prime and some of the things that he did in the past, and even to some point here of late, you would be fooled into thinking that he's only about himself. And I think that's the narrative that people are really trying to paint. But if you take a look and you listen to the things that he says, and and when we have friends up at DMVR that are in, behind the scenes, they see what he does on a day-to-day basis, and they can't say enough about how much he truly cares about these kids that work for him or that play for him. He has strong relationships and strong ties with a lot of these players, and they go deeper than just, I recruited him during the transfer portal. They go back decades. They go back, for when these kids were playing in Little League football, Pee Wee football, Pop Warner football, and he had his own kind of AAU version of a team. It was just, again, I think the world of Prime, and I think what he's meant to this program, and really what he's meant to these kids has been phenomenal to watch. And I don't understand listen, racism is going to be a part of this, and we know that it exists, and we know that there's people out there that are just waiting for this black man to fail. That's just a fact, because that's just what we've seen in this country from time to time. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to buy into the narrative that he's only there for himself. Did he make the move from Jackson State to Colorado to put himself in a better position? Yes. Did he make that move to also put other people in a better position? Yes. I don't think that that's a bad thing, especially considering what he did for Jackson State and that university, how much money he gave back to that school from his own salary that he gave back. He made a commitment to Colorado before even having the money available to pay him. You know what I mean? Like, that says something about his belief in himself and the culture that he's trying to build.
Man, a lot to unpack there, dude. I'm sorry I called you dude.
I don't know if I was supposed to be offended by that or not.
I said, sorry I called you dude. Okay. When my kid was playing basketball, and I was hoping he went to a certain college or whatever, the only thing that I was really was important to me was him being in the right environment, him getting the right schooling, him getting the right teaching, him around somebody helping him mature, and he'll blossom out. I didn't care personally how the coach was in regards to his attitude, his demeanor, as long as he treated everybody correctly and equally. That's it. Like, if there's nothing wrong with you, it's something wrong with you. So what happens in this society now is people are so envious and they just can't stand what they're seeing. When they watch that individual or that situation, they're looking for the negative. Yeah. They're waiting for something to happen. And it's so funny, we've gone 3 weeks now, and people sit at home every Saturday and they're waiting for the loss. Like, they're waiting for him to lose. They're waiting for something negative. And because they haven't lost, what people are doing is they're nitpicking while he's winning.
Yeah.
Because they can't nitpick because he lost. I.e., Jason Whitlock, who I can't stand. Yeah. I've told him to his face, I don't like him. And he got tough-minded. I said, we can meet. I mean, dude, if you want to go there, we can meet. I don't like him because he doesn't just pick on everybody. He picks on people that look like him.
Yeah.
And it just bothers me. Like, I don't care. If you're going to dissect everybody, regardless of how they look or how they dress or how they talk or how they walk. You can't just pick somebody because that's somebody that you could never be. Like, Deion Sanders is his real name, okay? Yes, he changed his name to Prime, okay, and all of that, prime time. But he earned prime time. If Jason Whitlock, you can't even get in the three-point stance. Like, seriously. Unless it's a Big Mac and a bag of fries on the other side of the line. Then you might be able to get across. All right? That dude played both positions. Offense and defense. Oh, and by the way, in his off time, he played Major League Baseball. We have never seen an athlete like this dude. Yes, he marketed himself. What is wrong with that? We're buying iPhones. Damn, they market the hell out of that. Are you complaining about that? How many different kind of water bottles out there? I like this one right here because they marketed it well. I went online and it said, oh, voila, this is top notch. It keeps your water cold. I'm like, I got it. I mean, what is wrong with what he's doing? Like, that's him. He's not fake. He backed it up.
Yeah.
He backed it up, and he's backing it up now. And that's why he's going to win the recruiting wars. That's why he's going to have success at his school, because he's getting now 4- and 5-star players like Saban has gotten all these years. And now he's crying because of NIL and everything else. They're making it all kind of equal, and now Alabama doesn't have the advantages they used to have. Calipari, I had him on my radio show. he didn't mind it. He's like, I understood people would catch up with me, in that regard. And NIL is gonna hurt him because he's normally was the de facto coach in regards to getting one and done players. Now everybody gets them. So what Deion Sanders prime time is doing is perfectly correct. You market your school, you get the attention of recruits, and then when you get them, you mature them and treat them like men. And until we find out that he's not really growing his kids, you can't say anything.
Yeah.
What can you say? The dude's successful. He won at Jackson State. He shows up at Colorado, okay, and now he's winning there. People get on him about, well, he got rid of all these kids, like 80 kids left. He didn't take the scholarship. He gave them a choice. And you know what? They left. The record sucked last year. Was it 3-11?
No, they were 1-11.
It says a lot about those players that were there. That's not personal. His job is to win at Colorado, not to coddle. And so, yeah, he changed his team.
What's so funny is a lot of people don't understand and they don't realize that college scholarships are not 4-year deals. They're year to year.
Yep.
And even I didn't know that when I signed on to play at Sonoma State, and I realized, I was like, oh, it's not a 2-year deal because I was a transfer. I was like, oh man, that's crazy. I had no idea. A lot of people don't know that. So they think that you got rid of a kid. Well, you got rid of a kid, yes, but you could also say like, well, we weren't going to renew his scholarship, and then he would have to find another place to play.
Yeah,
and that's okay. That's your prerogative as a new coach to be able to reshape the program. Listen, you bring that same team back, guess what? You're not winning these 3 games, and you probably are on the hot seat in year 2 or 3.
Hired him to win. That's his job. Yeah. They hired him to win, but also in winning, he had to go get kids. He had to promise those parents that he would not only make them better players if they put the work in, but he'd also make them better men. How can people start to judge him and he just got there? They're judging him now and he just got there. And they're so mad that he's winning, it bothers them. He's the most watched program in college football right now. That should help you. But you got a lot of these old school coaches, man, they just ticked. That coach for Colorado State, man, I'm telling you, I could have reached through the TV, slapped him. I'm serious, man. Like, really, dude? You're going to bring up the fact that he's wearing a hat and glasses? And I heard when you talk to adults, you take your hat off. They showed about 50 pictures of this hypocrite, and he got a hat on in the press conference. I'm telling you, some people, man, I experienced it. You experienced it. Anybody that's successful in doing something experienced this. It's some people that are so envious that they can't control themselves. We see it on Twitter all the time.
Oh, yeah.
They can't wait to criticize.
Yep.
They can't wait to jump me. Whatever mistake I might make, they're going to jump me for it, okay? But they wait for it because they know they don't hear many mistakes, so they're just waiting. They just want to pounce. Those are the ones that just have a sad life.
Yeah.
They got a sad life, man. And just go do you, man. You can't be Prime. So what they do is tear him down because they can't be him. Mm-hmm. Like they can't. They don't have the energy to get up and be meticulous and dress like he does and look good in his warm-ups and his glasses. Like they can't do that. And so what they do is they like tear it down because they know they can't keep up with that particular situation. And I would just say, why don't you just call him up and maybe he'll teach you.
There you go. Hello's in the chat. Hello. Yes, we were talking shit because we missed you. I mean, that's just how it is. That's all love. You know how that goes. And listen, I do think, Deion's on the right track, obviously, at Colorado. They got 2 brutal games coming up at Oregon and against USC at home. Those are going to be some pretty
and without arguably one of the top receivers and obviously the only top 2-way player in football.
Yeah. And Travis Hunter, for sure. So it's going to be hard for them to win these games. And I already know that if they lose to Oregon, which, listen, they're on the road against Oregon. A lot of high-ranked teams lose to Oregon at Oregon. But you know how it's going to happen. They're going to lose against Oregon, and then that's when the haters will finally come up. Well, they'll never be a premier program, blah, blah, blah. They're in year 1, game 4. Chill. It's going to be all right. Speaking of chilling, you could take some OGs to chill out, and I think EJ is probably going to need one here in a second. Go to ogsbrands.com because they have the best edibles in the game. Check them out. The closest dispensary to you by going to ogsbrands.com. You got the fruits, the creams, the THC, loaded THC gummies. They're fantastic. You got the indicas, the sativas, the RSOs, the Happy Balance gummies, which are fantastic, and the pink lemonade, which is just about done with for the summer. So get yours now before it's all over at going to ogsbrands.com. And remember, you must be over the age of 21 to enjoy, and please enjoy responsibly. You know who did not enjoy this weekend responsibly? I think we talked about it a little bit last week. Emma, hit it. Oh, well, if you want to catch another L, I actually did forget about this, but I'm glad you brought it up. Your Cubs suck. They got 3 out of 4 taken away from them in Chicago. They're about to get swept when they come back here to the desert starting on Friday. I hope you go to one of those games because I want to see the misery on your face when your team loses in front of your own eyes.
MLB standings.
You know what's so funny is first of all, I called the sweep. I mean, they don't call me the Nostradamus of PHNX for nothing. Nobody calls me that. And then on Saturday night, you came at me. And listen, you were right. They were ahead in the standings, and so and you put this out there, and you called me a water boy because I had a whack jumper. That's cool. It had nothing to do with baseball, but that's fine. And then I said it didn't have anything to do with basketball. I don't know what's going on. And then this comment just threw me off. The season's not over. I bet you eat your hamburger before you make your fries. Whack jumper. What the fuck does that even mean? I don't even understand that. What? Listen,
I'm going to explain it to you.
We are a game and a half ahead of the Cubs now.
I'm going to explain it to you.
And there's 9 games to go.
You want me to explain it to you?
Listen, you know what? More than anything, EJ, I just really want you to admit that you were wrong about the D-backs and the Cubs.
You want me
You got to take your L. You lost 6 out of 7 and you got swept, and you saw the best game of the 7 games on Saturday night in 13 innings, and you guys dropped that one. You got to just admit that you were wrong.
You want me to explain?
I want you to admit that you were wrong.
You want me to explain to you what I said in the tweet?
What, the hamburger and fries?
Yeah.
No, I'm putting the cart before the horse, basically.
Well, okay. Well, why you act like you didn't know what I meant then?
Because 6. Well, first of all, that's a weird ass analogy.
No, it's not a weird analogy. No, it's not a weird analogy. Because
How many people actually make fries?
How
many people actually make fries at home?
The one thing about baseball, I get fries all the time with my turkey burgers made at home. On lettuce, that is too. I'm not eating a bun like you. Just so I want you to know.
I don't even like bread. Ask anybody about my bread hatred.
Saul doesn't even get a burger with bun either. He hates bread.
Take it, EJ. Man, you're taking L's everywhere.
So here's the deal. If you know anything about baseball, it's a very streaky sport. Very streaky. Case in point, we beat the Pirates 14-1 2 days ago, and we lost. And we gave up 12 runs yesterday. It's just a streaky sport. The end of the line is coming, but it's a few games left. Yeah. So, the Diamondbacks, they got the Cubs. I mean, sometimes a team might have your number. I remember we used to win a lot of games, and the Clippers would always find a way to beat us, but we'd win 50 games. I get that. All I'm telling you right now, it's not over.
I'm not saying it's over.
No. So that's all I was saying. Like, okay, the Diamondbacks got the Cubs in this go round over the last 2 weeks. Okay, but it's not over, and I just don't want you to get overly excited.
No.
I know, let me finish.
Oh, man.
When I know that you all got to go up into New York. Okay, they're gonna be hanging out. They're not gonna have it. They're not gonna get their rest. And the Yankees ticked off. They want to be a spoiler because they're not going to be playing. And you can wind up losing 3 in a row. So, and then you'll look up, and when it's all said and done, we'll be ahead of you. But here's why I don't care about you all being ahead of us. I'd rather hang on and play the Brewers than play Phillies.
Sure.
So for me, I don't care. It's like at the end of the race, we'll see. Like right now, we're on a thread because like we got the Marlins and I think the Reds right behind us. And so the Diamondbacks in the position that the Cubs were in a couple of weeks ago. But I don't, I don't want you to get overly happy.
No.
Like you seem too giddy in the moment. The season's not over. It's not over.
Listen,
okay?
First of all, the whole argument was not, are we going to make the playoffs? It was, can we stomp the shit out of the Chicago
I didn't
Cubs?
care. But see, that doesn't bother me.
No, because your retort was, look at the standings. And so now the standings and the numbers of that series are in my favor. So now I'm telling you to look at the standings.
I said, look at the standings. I didn't say anything about the Diamondbacks like you said about my Cubs. I show respect. I didn't say anything about the Diamondbacks at all. In all of this, I have not said anything about the Diamondbacks.
You said that we were not going to sweep you last week.
No, but that's not saying anything negative about the Diamondbacks. You just was ripping my Cubs. You just did it again.
No. I said we were going to sweep the Cubs.
No, you cursed. You cursed. You cursed.
Oh my
God. It was flagrant. It was like personal.
That sounds like
for me,
you sound like Norvell right now.
For me,
can you take your glasses off when you speak to me? That's what you sound like right now.
I just took mine off. For me, okay. For me, I respect the Diamondbacks. I had season tickets.
I respect the Cubs too.
I invested more money in the Diamondbacks than your butt had.
I don't care.
Okay, so
stay on the topic at hand.
My point again to you is not over.
I don't understand.
It's not over.
Listen, EJ,
it's not over.
I don't know if it's just, because you're getting a little up there in age or not, but like you got to stay focused on the context of what I was saying. It had nothing to do with where the Cubs are going to ultimately end up being, or it had nothing to do with my whack jumper. It had everything to do with the fact that the Diamondbacks absolutely housed your team, but 6 out of 7 games, and we swept your ass here in the. I said, what's going to happen?
Hold it.
I don't care. I don't care.
You're not Nostradamus. Okay, hold it. So for you to get lucky one time and something came through for you, and now you just gonna ride it like a freaking horse. Like you're Nostradamus or somebody.
Hey, not only am I going to ride it.
Everybody should depend on.
Not only am I going to ride it. Hey, drop the beat, Emma.
Let me do a commercial for you.
Let's go.
Let's
go. We're here to celebrate the D-backs beating the Cubs. 1 game and a half up on them in the wild card standings. Turn me up.
Hey, and I want all of you all, what you do is, hey, let's call Saul. I mean, like, all of a sudden, give me another prognostication then. If you're that damn good or you're lucky, give me another prognostication. Why don't you say this?
The Phoenix Suns.
No. Stay baseball. Stay baseball.
Okay, baseball. Okay.
I want you to guarantee that the Diamondbacks are going to hold their lead over the Cubs. They're up a game and a half.
Man, I hate doing that.
No, you don't hate nothing. Let's call Saul. Either way, say they're not or say they are.
Sometimes,
because if you guess that one right, I'll give you flowers. I'll say you know how to prognosticate. Okay. So either way, are the Cubs going to catch them, or the Diamondbacks going to hold on?
Listen,
we want your call, Saul.
Unfortunately for you,
we want your call.
Unfortunately for you, this morning I did not do my tarot card reading, so I can't give you the reading.
Exactly. See y'all, like, hey, Saul is like a lot of you guys out there, and I said a lot of you guys. So if you fit the character, then it's on you. As soon as you get something right, you run and you brag with it.
You know how many times
I don't do that. Like, I'll get it wrong, I'll get it right. I don't run and play music and do a segment on my win. Because you know why? We'll make you laugh, make you cry.
Oh my God.
And so I'm always like, and my family will tell you, I'm the biggest proactive individual you're ever gonna meet in your life.
You don't believe?
When I walked up here, trust me, in this environment we live in, I'm looking left and right all the time, turning my head, I'm watching. Because I know you only guarantee that next moment, that next second. He jumps on it like he just won the lottery. Like Like he just like everything. He got his glasses on.
What?
He got his, those not even are those blenders.
No, these are
So
actually.
you got some fake imitation blenders. On.
First of all, they're a sponsor of our Shady Rays, and they're fantastic. So watch your mouth.
Well, I don't have them.
Well, it's because you're not around here very often.
Oh, what I got to be around here for to get some damn glasses?
These are for full-time employees, baby.
Send me some glasses. I want some.
Like, you just went all philosophical for no reason.
I just broke it down.
You didn't break shit down.
I broke it down.
The only guy you have in the chat that's on your side is Jose, and he's always on your side because he hates my guts. So I don't care. Like, I don't care. I don't even understand this. He's literally rooting for the Cubs in the chat, and he's a Diamondbacks fan. Like, okay, cool. Anyway, the D-backs are awesome. They dominated the Cubs. And that's where it stops.
Yeah, this guy says it's called enjoying the present. Well, the present is the past right now. I said 3 words, so it's in the past. The present is immediate and it's gone.
In the present right now.
It's not the present. The Cubs and the Diamondbacks have played other teams since then.
Okay.
It's not the present.
Presently, what do the standings look like?
I said they're a game and a half
all
up.
right, there we go.
But
That's
they're playing a team that I don't think I want to play.
Who, the Yankees?
No, the Phillies. I would rather play the Brewers than the Phillies all day long.
Who says we can't catch the Phillies?
Please, you're not catching the Phillies. You're not catching the Phillies. You're in New York. You know you're in the Big Apple the next 3 games. Come on, man. You got Italian restaurants. Clubs don't close till 5 a.m. Please. That's a trap. You don't want to play at the end of the season in New York. It's a wrap.
Eddie, I need you to apologize to Shady Rays for besmirching their product.
No, I didn't besmirch it. I just don't like the fact you put them on in part of your celebration. Because so they need to blame you for putting them on.
My point was, Prime was like, you're not a believer.
Tight on your face. Why don't you tell them to give you a little extra large size?
Jesus Christ, man. Listen to me.
No, we in church now?
For a second, just listen to me. Remember when Prime was talking about non-believers?
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I put the glasses on. You gotta believe, Eddie.
But you didn't put the same kind he had on. So
well, I'm sorry. I was trying to give our sponsor some love by putting these on. These look good. These look good.
Plus, look, those glasses would look good on me because my head is not as wide.
Oh my God!
But I'm trying to tell you, look. If you're gonna put them on, they can't sit on top of your nose like this. Put them on.
I put them on. They're all the way back.
EJ, can you show us how to put them on? So can you?
Yeah,
no, I'm not.
Put them on.
No, I'm not.
Come on.
EJ, put them on.
Come on.
Put them on, EJ.
No.
EJ, put them on.
I don't want my eyes looking through what he's looking through.
Because
he's looking through a distorted world right now.
EJ, it's for like 2 seconds. Put them on.
Come on, man.
No.
Let's see what they look like.
I don't put on. No, I don't.
Come on, Prime. Let's go.
In this COVID era, I don't put on stuff like that.
All right. Okay. Well, Shady Rays, EJ.
Shady Rays. Send me 3 or 4 colors. I'll sport them and market them a lot better than him. Tell you that. Give me my glasses.
You won't even put them on.
Oh my! I know he won't even put them on. Don't believe this man.
Who's this dude?
He's all talk right now.
Hey, Chris C. I don't take L's. Don't you understand that by now? You've been watching this show for months. I don't take L's. Like, you can back me into a corner and you think you got me and I just saunter out because I'm smooth. I don't need sunglasses to be smooth.
All right, we were going to ask EJ some questions at the end of this, but
bring them on.
We don't have any questions right now for you.
Ask me some questions. Hurry up. Come on.
Listen, I think one of the things about this is that I'm very happy that the D-backs have some September baseball to play.
Look.
Just like the Cubs
and the D-backs can get in, I'll be extremely happy.
I mean, listen, I think that's something we could all cheer for.
I'll be extremely happy. I like the D-backs. I invested money in them
a long time ago. That was back when gas was like $1.
Are you kidding me? I have 4 season tickets behind home plate for like 5 or 6 years. Now you do the numbers. I invested heavily. They got players. Randy Johnson still got money that I paid him.
Have you ever played golf with Randy Johnson?
Nah. You know what? I met Randy when he was actually playing in Seattle. No, man, he's a surly dude, man.
All right.
He looks surly.
Jay and
I like him, but he look, I was a little bit like intimidated by the guy. He give you that look.
He's a different cat. He's a different cat. All right, we got some questions in the chat. Here we go. Here, number one, EJ, why do the Cubs suck? Number two, can you fix my jump shot?
I think the Cubs. Well, people saying the Cubs suck. The Cubs were projected to probably finish near the bottom of their division this year. I think they've had an unbelievable season. So no way. I never thought that they would be in the position that they're in. So so you can take that word and whatever. Okay, go
Can
ahead.
you speak Spanish?
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco.
So that's a no. You know,
I just spoke Spanish.
I mean, can you speak fluent
Spanish? I just spoke Spanish.
I said, can you speak
Emma,
fluent
did he
Spanish?
ask me could I speak Spanish?
I'm re-asking another question. Can you speak fluent Spanish?
No.
Okay, all right.
I can speak Swahili.
When was the last? I don't even know if you're being for real or not.
Kujambo Bwana.
I don't even know if that's for real because I don't speak Swahili.
Well, I just spoke it. If anybody out there speaks Swahili, they know what I just said.
When was the last time you played basketball?
At the YMCA, probably 6 months after I retired. I think Kurt Warner was up there that particular time.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And then finally, what the hell's going on with your Bears, man?
I mean, again, I don't know. They stink right now.
Yeah.
Right? But I thought I would see better. So they played, I thought, 2 winnable games in the first 2, and they lost. Now they got the Chiefs. So, I'm not too happy with their coaching staff. I just think they're just too hands-on with Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. I mean, they have changed this dude from an aggressive quarterback to passive. How do you do that?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even run. Like, we don't want him to run all the time, but, man, they trying to make him a pocket passer. I just that coaching staff, I don't like to go after anybody's job, but I wouldn't be disappointed.
All right. Well, that ends another episode of Outside Shots on a down note.
Go Diamondbacks.
we got another show for you next week. Maybe we'll bring on a guest or something.
Nostradamus.
We gotta change things up a little bit. But until then, you can follow my man.
Can I say this?
Hold on.
See this on my shirt?
What is that? Oh, that's your daughter.
That's my daughter. Contact. Okay, Jade, Jade, all capital letters. On any music system, put in Jade, Contact. You're going to get one of the best albums out there right now.
There you go.
Check it out. My baby.
There you go.
My baby.
Repping the brand. Follow him at JumpShot8 on Twitter. You can follow me at Saul_Bookman on Twitter. And you can also follow the show at PHNX_Suns. Eddie, tell him where to find you on Sirius.
Sirius XM NBA Radio. I'm on 1 to 4 Pacific time, 5 days a week. Check me out today. I'll be on. And then I'm off to a golf trip. Not going to tell you where I'm going. None of your business.
All right. Until next week, folks, we'll hear about this golf trip and how EJ probably took another L. Peace.